Hello, and welcome to this Analyst Angle. I'm Bob Laliberte, Principal Analyst with theCUBE Research. Today, I'm joined by Jim Wynia, Director of Product Management, and Saurabh Kapoor, Director of Product Management and Strategy for Networking Software Solutions and AI Connectivity. So, we all know that the rapid evolution and growing adoption of AI have significantly amplified the demands on infrastructure, and generative AI in particular is pushing the boundaries of what our technology can handle, requiring unprecedented levels of compute, storage, and network performance. So whether it's powering advanced data analytics, enabling autonomous systems, or enhancing customer interactions through intelligent chatbots, Gen AI's diverse and expanding use cases are placing intense pressure on IT infrastructure. So today, we're going to explore how these growing demands are influencing infrastructure choices and driving technology purchases. We'll delve into the critical considerations organizations must address to stay ahead of the curve, from the latest advancements to the essential role of AI-driven connectivity in modern data centers. So Jim and Saurabh will share their insights on how companies can effectively scale their infrastructure to meet the challenges posed by Gen AI and ensure that they are equipped to support the future of AI-driven innovation. So welcome, Jim. Welcome, Saurabh.
Thank you, Bob. Great to be here.
Thank you, Bob. It's good to be here with you and Jim to discuss this very timely and important topic. And as you mentioned very rightly in that narrative, the demands on infrastructure have never been greater, and the rise of generative AI is a key driver behind the shift. So looking forward to diving into these discussions today and sharing insights on how we are addressing these requirements at Dell and helping our customers stay upfront.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And certainly the topic of Gen AI is, well, you could say it's been a little bit popular this year, right? So the entire show season, right, everyone's been talking about it all spring. We've seen it pop up in a news cycle here or there, right? Like every other day. And there's been a lot of product announcements. And so while a lot of the hype in the news all relates to GPUs, I'd like to focus our discussion more on that AI fabric that supports these environments. So we'll drill down a little bit more specifically in how to best support those environments. And perhaps we can start by describing how these Gen AI network environments specifically are different than a typical enterprise data center network and what the demands are on those. So Jim, I'm wondering if you could maybe address that.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, happy to jump in. Yeah, the changes in the network have been quite sudden and dramatic compared to the measured linear growth, of classic HPC solutions over the last decade. The AI network has, actually four diverse networks, as you mentioned, kind of built into it. That's the front, the back, the out-of-band network, the GPU connectivity bus, which has classically been in the server, but now is moving out. But keeping focus on the back end, we now have a consistent demand connecting each GPU with 400 gig connectivity, info in that back end fabric. 800 gig solutions are in discussions and are starting to come to the forefront with next gen, near gen solutions, rolling out here, imminently. As next-gen GPUs are able to consume that bandwidth, the network plan is already in place. These are highly performant AI-tuned AI fabrics with enhancements to provide lossless performance at line rates. So this is where advancements such as adaptive routing with dynamic load balancing, RoCE support, cut-through switching, all initially provided the necessary reliability for AI performance. But as the solutions have continued to upsize into truly massive models, further enhancements in cognitive routing, utilizing global load balancing and enhanced packet spray, have really further extended the reach of today's AI fabric solutions to take advantage of this full radix of connectivity lanes. An example of the rapidly expanding 800 gig solutions is the commercial Z9864F, 64 ports of 800 gig, switching based on the latest Broadcom Tomahawk 5, recently released from Dell Technologies. At the high end, it provides full 64 by 800 gig connectivity or 128 by 400 gig ports. You can see that the immense capabilities that are coming out of these somewhat simple but complex, fixed config solutions. So that support alongside the latest AI Fabric focus solution allows us now to, at the speed necessary, compete with congestion-free enhancement solutions and roll that into these basic, also classic data center networking solutions. So while we're aiming at the AI Fabric, the classic data center, as you asked, Bob, it inherits these same features. It gets the same enhancements that we're aiming towards the AI market. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that's the really, when I think about it, that compelling difference when you talk about the 400 gig and 800 gig, and it's not just that the additional bandwidth is needed, but it's also needed from the get-go, right? This isn't where you're tiering from gig switches into 10 or 25, 50 and into 100 uplinks and things like that. You're talking about 400, 800 gig throughout the entire network from the GPUs all the way up through the network or down to the storage. So really very different architecture that's needed. And, it also, it seems we're at a little bit of a crossroads again with Ethernet versus that other technology, right? Which the other technology du jour is InfiniBand. So I thought it was interesting. We had actually just conducted some research, and it showed that almost 2/3, I think it was 59% of enterprises say they would prefer to use Ethernet. So, and why they chose that was because it's already deployed in their environments and they already have existing skill sets. Plus, most of the large public cloud providers are also using it. So, Saurabh, I'm wondering if you could dig into a little bit what Dell is offering for the Ethernet-based in this back-end network, Gen AI back-end networks.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a great question, Bob. And you're absolutely right that we're at a pivotal moment where Ethernet and InfiniBand, especially in the context of generative AI workloads, is being discussed every day. While InfiniBand has been the go-to technology for low latency and high throughput environments, Ethernet continues to be the backbone of enterprise networks. And this is due to its widespread adoption, familiarity, and significant innovations that we have seen in the Ethernet ecosystem. And now at Dell Technologies, we've been long advocates of Ethernet. We recognize its flexibility and scalability as key enabler for the next gen AI workload. We are actively championing Ethernet through our participation in Ultra Ethernet Consortium, where we are helping to define and drive the next wave of Ethernet innovations. This is the commitment to ensure that Ethernet continues to evolve, that meets the demanding needs of AI and other emerging technologies. Like Jim mentioned, we have high radix switching platforms that are designed to support these massive scale and performance generative AI requires. And the support for high density 400 gig, 800 gig platforms ensures that these data intensive AI workloads can be processed with speed and efficiency that these enterprises demand. In terms of the network interface cards, we're offering range of NIC solutions, Broadcom Thor 2, NVIDIA CX7, and a roadmap to future generation technologies there. Brought a lot of AI optimizations in Dell Enterprise Sonic distributions, the Rocky support, priority flow control, enhanced transmission selection, hashing capabilities, weighted ECMP, and a lot of those capabilities that are needed to champion and support, these large generative AI deployments. And we're also doing a lot of work on the management and orchestration side. We introduced Smart Fabric Manager recently, which is a tool to help, enable ease of, infrastructure provisioning, management, monitoring, allow the enterprises to scale the generative AI infrastructures. And we have seen a lot of demand where, some of these customers are also looking at DevOps technology like Ansible and other technologies to set up the infrastructure. So we have, done a lot of integration work and offer, a suite of partner solutions as well, like Beyond Edge and Octera, to enable that choice of management, orchestration, and niche monitoring to provide that end-to-end infrastructure management and monitoring. So while all of this is happening on the product side and the technology side, we're keeping our ears to the ground, maintaining a close feedback loop with our customers through initiatives like the customer advisory boards, as that allows us to gather direct input from these customers on their requirements, the way they're going about, deploying AI at scale. So in summary, Dell is very uniquely positioned to deliver these end-to-end infrastructures, right? For AI from compute, storage to networking. We are fully committed to driving both InfiniBand and Ethernet technologies forward for the generative AI backend networks. And through our innovations, industry participation, product roadmap, customer engagement, our focus is to ensure that, Ethernet not only meets the needs, but also exceeds, from our evolving demands of AI perspective.
And by my count, you're still the only company that Jensen specifically said, go buy this technology. So
Exactly.
You've got a little bit of a leg up there. One thing I wanted to focus on a little bit more, I know you being Dell have been actively involved in Sonic for a long time and promoting it and driving hardened solutions for organizations and enterprises to adopt. And I know it's been gaining adoption across enterprise data centers as well. But I'm wondering if you could provide maybe a little bit more detail about its role and value in these Gen AI back-end environments as well, in these AI fabrics.
Sure. Yeah, certainly. Sonic software for open networking the cloud, is a brainchild of Microsoft, and they contributed to the open source community in 2016. And we have seen increasing adoption of Sonic across tier 2 cloud providers, enterprise data centers, and its role in generative AI backend environments is becoming increasingly more significant. At Dell Technologies, we have been leading and advocating for Sonic for the last 7 years. We have been instrumental in evolving Sonic for enterprise use cases by continuously enhancing its features, hardening the platform, providing comprehensive enterprise support. And our focus, has been to enable this technology for broader enterprise consumption and bring the best practices of these tier 1 and tier 2 cloud service providers to broader enterprise. In terms of generative AI, we've done a lot of, key enhancements in that category, bringing the Rocky V2 support, enabling priority flow control, enhanced transmission selection to enable ease of network congestion management and prioritize critical AI traffic, improving traffic management, reducing latency through features like explicit congestion notification, hashing capabilities, optimizing load balancing capabilities in the fabrics through dynamic load balancing, weighted ECMP, and the likes of those capabilities. So a lot of goodness coming in Sonic, but we have to realize that, while we have the network operating system set right, enabling orchestration solutions on top of that, simplifies the fabric management capabilities. So we've been doing a lot of work in that side as well. And while we are enabling Sonic in the Dell distribution, we're also, enabling the community by contributing our features and capabilities in a substantial way. So we actively participate in the Linux Foundation Sonic project, our representation at the governing board, technical steering committee, and helping drive this platform for the next evolution of networking. And not just that, we're also consumers of Sonic in-house. And, recently we deployed, Sonic across the Dell IT ecosystem, which is, probably one of the largest, IT networks in the world across both AI and non-AI applications. So in summary, we're doing a lot of extensive work with Sonic, enhancing its capability for generative AI environments and providing a robust, feature-rich, and enterprise-ready solution that is, meeting the demands of AI workloads.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear that you're continuing that development and adding those capabilities. And I think that's part of what, we're going to see is going to be needed to handle the pressure that AI is putting on some of these environments. So it's great to hear that you're doing that. It's great to hear you contributing back to the open source foundation and making sure that you're not just keeping all these capabilities for yourself, but opening them up as well. So I think that's really, that's great. And I'm also glad to hear that you're focused on the orchestration piece, right? Because so many times we focus on the technology to enable it, but, for the implementation of it, but not the day 2 area of it, which, as we all know, is going to be a big portion of what people have to spend their time on. So really excited to hear that's happening. One thing I wanted to bring up, an area of concern that I often hear when I'm talking to organizations is that, while they know networking and they're familiar with Ethernet, they really don't have a lot of familiarity with these Gen AI environments. And so I'm wondering what Dell is doing to help accelerate the adoption of Gen AI for these enterprise environments.
That is so important, Bob. If I could take this one.
Yeah.
Dell, we offer a library of validated designs, of reference designs, and pre-tested solutions. Additionally, we have, jump starts for content creation, code generation, and digital assistance. Further, AI really needs a skilled team to succeed, right? I mean, most of these deployments are just massive. And so, you need AI-ready skills, are in short supply in most organizations. So our extensive experience at Dell, deploying AI at scale allows us to guide you through the AI journey, from strategy to implementation to management and scaling. This comprehensive support represents the third layer of the AI factory, ensuring that your AI initiatives are expertly managed and optimized. And this is often done using our professional services to AI, specifically designed to address this area. I would recommend you check out www.dell.com/AI. Nice and easy, for an enumeration of these different resources that are available.
Yeah, that sounds great, Jim. I appreciate you putting that out there. I'll make sure I repeat it at the end, which is, unfortunately now, that's all the time that we have for today. So I want to thank both of you for joining and being able to share all that great knowledge with all of our listeners.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob. It's good to be here, and look forward to catching up again with more updates from the state.
Absolutely. And I also want to thank everyone for watching this Analyst Angle on how these demands of AI are impacting the infrastructure. And remember, for more information on Dell Technologies network solutions for these AI fabrics, please make sure that you visit, as Jim highlighted, www.dell.com/AI. All right. So again, thank you. Have a great day.